Grand final eve.
Oh, yep.
We've done it.
Love to see it.
Today,
Yep.
Spud, I need you to tell me every player to have won a flag with 2 clubs since the year 1990. Spud, we've had a few people bail out tonight. The boys, late withdrawals, they're not here. This was going to be a 3-person quiz. It's just you.
All right.
You might struggle a bit.
I've got a couple of names, but definitely not 13.
We're going to set you an over-under here. It's going to be low. It's going to be 4.5.
Okay.
You will recognise more than half the names on this list.
Yeah, all right.
Let's start it off. 5 strikes. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to go West Coast, then Sydney. Sorry, Sydney, then West Coast. I'll say that's Lewis Jetta.
It is Lewis Jetta. That is a good start.
Port Adelaide, then Hawthorn. That is going to be Sean Burgoyne.
Sean Burgoyne. There is 2 of them, but the 4-timer is where I needed you to be.
Then I will go to Sydney and then Collingwood. I'm going to say that's Darren Jolly.
Oh, this is good. Sharp areas. Darren Jolly's who I needed. So I haven't given you any years,
Yeah.
but you can kind of work out.
I can sort of work out what's happening. I'm thinking, I roughly know when all these clubs won a flag.
There's a couple of tough ones in there. Like the Hawks, obviously, they could be 90s or they could be 2000s.
Yeah.
The Eagles could be 90s or it could be 2000s. Port is pretty much your only solid foundation.
Yeah.
They've only won it once, so you kind of know.
And that's where I'm going to go next. I'm going to go Essendon and Port. Gavin Wanganeen.
Gavin Wanganeen is on the list. And there's 2, obviously. There's 2 names here that won one for Essendon and won one for Port. Well, you're at 4 already.
I'll take
I only
that.
need you to get 5. I've underestimated you, mate. Come on, this is good stuff. Or have you hit the wall?
I haven't hit the wall. I've got another name. And his brother's on the list. So Peter Burgoyne.
Peter Burgoyne? No.
He's not on the list.
Strike 1.
All right.
Only ever played for Port.
Okay.
Past viewers of StatChat may recall a time that the Spud and BT could not for the life of them nail a 4-time Premiership player.
And he's on this list.
He is on this list.
And you know what? That name has once again escaped me.
I'm going to let you simmer with that.
Yeah, of course you would, because you're a bastard.
So there's 2 4-timers left on this list. There's 2 3-timers on this list, and then everybody else is just one for 2 different clubs.
Now I've got to think of which one's which, because I'm thinking it's a Scott brother. Being obviously Brisbane in the early 2000s, and Essendon obviously prior to that. I'm going to say it's Brad Scott, Essendon, and then Brisbane.
Locking in Brad Scott.
Locking Brad Scott.
Brad Scott incorrect. That's strike 2. Don't even touch the other Scott brother, because I'm just going to...
You're just giving me a fair warning there.
I'm just giving you... Twins are the same bloke. Don't even go anywhere near it.
Alright, I'll take that. Thanks. That North and Brisbane one. I haven't got it.
That's the one.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do. Is it Martin Pike?
For the over-under.
There he is. I remember this. BT and I had never even heard of the guy, and we got absolutely roasted in the comments. 4 flags, you've never heard of the guy.
But you're learning. And that's what's important. Martin Pike, you've got to remember your 4-time Premiership players.
Yeah.
But there's another one on this list, and you haven't got him yet. And I will say, you know this guy.
I know this guy.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the 10s, because Geelong were in a lot of flags, never won one in the 90s.
And all these players have won their flags since 1990. So this is AFL era.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Hawks won a lot of flags in the 1980s and early 90s.
Who went from Hawthorn to Geelong?
And won a flag. The comments do know it.
Of course the comments will know
The
it.
comments are telling you they know it. But that doesn't mean you won't get it.
Oh, I've got it. Well, it's actually not that one. I've got a different one.
Do you really?
Oh, did they play at Sydney though? I'm fairly sure they did. West Coast to Sydney. I'm going to say that's Luke Ball.
Luke Ball is incorrect.
Ooh. Did he play at Sydney?
Who?
Luke Ball.
Luke Ball.
Yeah.
Who is Luke Ball?
Played for West Coast. Am I thinking of a different Ball?
So Luke Ball didn't play for West Coast. Luke Ball played for St Kilda and Collingwood in the 2000s. Midfielder.
But we had a Ball play for us.
We did have a Ball.
And it's that person, isn't it?
I'm going to pay you out. I'm going to give you a strike for Luke Ball, but I'm going to pay you Jason Ball.
Jason Ball! I knew it was a Ball.
Jason Ball. There you go. We're up to 6 on the list now. I think that's a good enough pool for a 90s player.
Yeah, and I'll cop the strike. I knew it was a Ball. I knew it was a Ball. Honestly, I always thought it was Luke Ball.
I think we can pay that. 6 names down. You're on 3 strikes. You got 2 left.
I have 2 to go.
I'm going to give you a couple of nuggets of information.
All right, gotcha.
There are 2 people on this list that are currently in the AFL media. Names that you'll know.
Media.
There are also 2 names on this list that have been coaches of an AFL team.
Well, they're not senior coaches anymore.
I'll say one is right now and one is not. Doesn't help.
No.
And they both played in a flag together.
Oh, I do. I've got one name.
Okay.
I know he played at Brisbane. I don't know if he played at Essendon. And that's Craig McRae.
Craig McRae is strike 4.
Okay. He would have played in 3 at Brisbane, wouldn't he?
I think he did play in all 3.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he played in all 3. 1 strike to go for the Spud, but he has hit the over-under. This has been a good round so far. You've exceeded the expectations.
4 flags. It went from Hawthorn to Geelong.
Yeah. So the column on the left is where they won their first flag, and then the column on the right is where they won their later flags.
So there's got to be involved in that 3-peat then, which means that they won the flag in 20 when they went at 22, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got one name.
Okay.
Zach Toohey.
Say that again.
Zach Toohey.
Zach Toohey is going to end this quiz.
Who am I thinking of then?
You need to be thinking of Isaac Smith.
Oh!
The Norm Smith from the
They both got mustaches, don't they?
Did he have a moustache? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's not Zach. I know.
Similar sort of face though, I guess. Isaac Smith was the name I needed for the 4-timer. That's a good round from you. You've beaten the over-under. Let's go through the rest of the list. In the 90s, Hawks, then to Adelaide. I'm talking about Darren Jarman.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Didn't think you would have.
No.
I reckon you had Cameron Mooney though.
I didn't realise he played at North Melbourne, to be honest.
Cameron Mooney didn't get a stat in the 1999 Grand Final
really?
for North, then moved over to Geelong.
Oh.
Blake Caracella, probably not in your areas. These were the 2 that were though. Former Gold Coast coach Stewie Dew.
Okay.
And the man that replaced him, Dimmer Hardwick.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
The last name on the list, big bad Byron Pickett, getting it done for North and then moving over to Port Adelaide. But that is the quiz, and you've done well, I think. Grand final tomorrow. Get excited.
It's a rip snorter.
Absolute rip snorter. We can't
It's
wait.
a rip snorter.
Oh, look, it should be a rip snorter. Thank you.
Get amongst it, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.